I recognize myself as a rich, wealthy man right now. If I got to do too much outside of who I am to attract something or somebody, that means it ain't for me. My journey is going to be something that my future family is proud of. Make sure everybody around you is also in alignment. You got to incentivize separation for yourself. For guys like us, we need women that can listen and talk with sense. Most people are selfish when they think about generational wealth. When they think about generational wealth, they're thinking about materials and money, 9 times out of 10. As I'm sitting here, I'm just thinking about how a lot of people say that it takes 7 streams of income to become a millionaire, or the average millionaire got 7 streams of income. That's a great statistic, or that's a great thing to know, right? Because it gives you a standard or a bar that you had to reach as far as your financial wellness. But when it comes to health, is this same conversation being had? You know what I'm saying? So taking that same structure, I like to think about my streams of health consciousness, like working out, eating organic food, meditation, reading, writing, all of these different things that you can look at as things that can help your overall health and wellness. I'm marking them down and I'm labeling them a stream of health. Just like they got streams of wealth, I got streams of health. You see what I'm saying?
That's real, bro. So I got a question for about. I'll say just in your journey.
Yeah.
Like what's some of the things that help you stay motivated? Of course, it's a lot of distractions, a lot of things pulling at us in life, especially as young men out here.
Yeah.
I say, what gives you your fire? What gives you your drive? Keep that dog alive in you for real.
Really? My future self or my future family. That's really what drives me. Because I always kind of been a loner because I'm an only child. I lived an only child. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up an only child. So that was kind of my preset, just being by myself. So I always had to develop some source of self-motivation. So when I think about my future self and my future family and how they view who I am as a person as they go back over my journey, everything I do now is for them to analyze and be like, he was a solid guy. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I'm doing, like that's why it's so hard for me to compromise for money. You know, take a job just because it's gonna give me a certain level of, you know, financial status. That really don't mean nothing to me at this point in my life. You know what I'm saying? I understand we gotta go get it. And I'm gonna go get it. It ain't nothing to it. You know, it's too much out here to not get it. But at the same time, I don't have to compromise myself. I've realized that I don't have to compromise myself in order to provide for myself, provide for the people that are going to ultimately end up being in my cipher. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I got to do too much outside of who I am to attract something or somebody, that means it ain't for me.
Simple,
Right. So, you know, everything that I'm doing is in alignment with who I am, and it's going to provide everything I need and more. I'm very confident in that. So, you know, that's the drive, though. The drive is for my child not to look back on my journey and be like, Daddy was a sucker or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really compromised himself to be able to, you know, get to where we at. But I feel like most of us kind of see that in our parents' journey at some point, that our parents compromise themselves to get to where we at right now. I feel like we don't got to do that this time around.
It's a whole new world, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, just like we sitting here having a conversation about this idea or this concept. This is a monetizable interaction right here. Back in the day, they couldn't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With that understanding, we got to take advantage of it and, you know, do things in the mindset of alignment and righteousness. As long as we moving like that, the universe gonna take care of us. You see what I'm saying?
Real faith, brother.
Like, you can't, that's what they say, right? You know, a lot of people that we grew up around, you know, in the religious communities, I always talk about faith. And so, you know what I'm saying? I rarely see it in action. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
I rarely see it in action. So, you know, I'm just exercising my faith and staying in alignment, staying within the righteousness codes, and, you know, making sure that my journey is going to be something that my future family is proud of. Like, he did something different.
He wasn't afraid, right?
Right. He did something different.
Like I definitely like how you mentioned just like that time being alone, like not being afraid to be alone.
Right.
Especially like you look at really a lot of religious or really any leader, they had to spend time just in isolation.
Right.
And so I feel like what advice would you offer? Really think about a lot of our young brothers, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to hang out on the block, you know what I'm saying? We are just gonna fit in, just do the same thing because we don't want to spend that long time. But like, what insights have you gained in your long time to help you to move forward?
Well, I would say, first and foremost, live life, get out your phones, you know what I'm saying? Really volunteer, experiment, see what you like, see what you don't like. And that's gonna allow you to find your purpose. That's the number one thing you really gotta do. So living life is gonna allow you to figure out who you are as a person. So that's knowledge itself, right? And then from there, that's when you find your purpose. And once you find your purpose, you stick to it. Stick to it. No matter what come across your face, what come across your desk, you know what I'm saying? Because when you find your purpose, it's gonna be a lot of quicker routes that pop up on the GPS. You see what I'm saying? You know how when you be driving on your route and then it'll say you can get there 20 minutes faster if you go this way?
You don't know what's on that road, though.
Exactly.
Wow.
There's some bullshit on that road, I can guarantee it. You're going to be doing something that you're not going to be proud of when you look back on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather you just stick to your core, or you go on this alternate route and get distracted.
Woo.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a big one. You might not ever make it back.
Right, you might not ever get back on track the way your initial destination was because you done went this alternate route, this see if it could have got you there faster, and you done got distracted. You done got comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
That's big now.
You done went this convenient way, and then, you know, you ended up not fulfilling your full potential because you was, you know, they gave you a little taste of it, and you just, you're right, you satisfied.
Wow.
You just, so, you know, stick to your purpose, whatever it is. Just focus on it and ride whatever waves come in the midst of, you know, you being on that journey. Because there's going to be some ups and downs. There's no way around that. There's nothing that you can really do about that. But learn from them. 9 times out of 10, the obstacle ain't nothing but an opportunity to learn.
Exactly.
So get the lesson. Get the lesson, internalize it, write it down. That's what I've been doing. Like anything that I learn from, which is an obstacle or some type of adversity, I'm writing that shit down. I'm turning it into a book. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, just find your purpose, stick to it, and, you know, make sure everybody around you is also in alignment.
That's hit one right there.
That's probably the three that come to mind right now. That's you know, that's the three that come to my mind in this moment.
That's big. I know how they say, like, well, I think like you are like the 5 people that you spend the most time around.
For sure.
And like, of course, you know, saying we growing up, we all have different relationships, but something I've seen like people when you try to do something different or stick to your purpose, I ain't gonna say you gotta cut people off, but sometimes you have to form different relationships and kind of come to an end on some road. So I say, like, what wisdom could you give to people just on learning how to just deal with that? Because a lot of us, we want to start our own business, we want to be successful, but we also want to still hold on to certain relationships.
Right.
You know, like how can we help navigate through that?
Oh man, that's tough for most people, and I gotta be honest. I've had a little assistance with that, with my upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. Like, my upbringing is a little different because I wasn't brought up to rely on a whole lot of people. So I got more of a piece with detaching. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I would do. Like, really dive into you know, the art of detachment, and, you know, learning the power of separation and solitude. Once you learn that, you got to incentivize separation for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to find ways to incentivize solitude for yourself. Most people don't see the benefit of it. So if you don't see the benefit of it, why would I do it?
You ain't gonna write. Wow.
So once you dive into the text, once you dive into the research, once you dive into the studies of how solitude and separation can help you elevate, that's when you're going to win, because you now have a why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody asks you why you acting different, you can give them some game. You can break it down to them. You know what I'm saying? Now it's on them if they want to choose to, you know, if they want to eat it up or not, it's on them. If they want to take it and use it for their own self, you done gave them the game now.
That's big, right?
Now I can feel good within myself, like, because I'm not only am I allowing myself to separate, but I'm giving them the game to be able to do it for themselves. Like, so now we can do it together, and we can check up on each other every once a month or something, you know, and it's no love lost.
Good, that's for real now.
As a matter of fact, we building love. You know what they say: absence makes the heart grow fonder. So, you know, that's how I look at it.
That's wisdom, right? That's wisdom right there. Now. I ain't gonna lie, so I've been seeing even too, like, Body and Guys been helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, it's been helping me, especially like the Lions man with just the mental stuff.
Right.
You know, so I used to be on the ganja a lot, but not necessarily needing that. And so, like, what can the people expect from Body and God? You know, say it's a very well, I guess from what I can see, it's literally a business coming from the ground up.
Right.
Like humble beginnings, no shortcuts, no corners.
Yeah.
Like, what can people look out for from Body and God just in the future?
Community connection. You know, really community collaboration, community connection. That's what we're trying to build on really now. It's about communities now. If you think about all the big brands, all the big companies, all the big corporations, they got cult-like following. You know what I'm saying?
That's true now.
They got real communities built around their brands. Nike, Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Adidas, Home Depot, you know, Chick-fil-A.
Ooh, that's go-to. Wow.
McDonald's. All of these brands have recognizable brands, and they got they group of people that's gonna ride for them no matter what. You know what I'm saying? These are brands that are, some of them, not all of them, but some of these brands are literally providing or selling products that is harming their communities.
Come on now.
But in that same breath, in that same conversation, these people is willing to ride and die for this particular brand. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Chick-fil-A, that's a good example. Like, you know, people used to think Chick-fil-A was probably one of the healthiest fast food spots. Then, you know, I shout out to Nuri Muhammad. Mm-hmm. That was the clip I seen when he was talking about how Chick-fil-A got over 40 different ingredients in their sandwich. And it's not as healthy as people are led on to believe.
That's for real.
You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't have told me that people probably fell in love with it even more. Now it's like, oh, they just like everybody else. Now everybody going to Chick-fil-A now. You know what I'm saying? The line's still long as ever. The point we're trying to make is community determines, company success.
That's for real. That community, even just that emotional connection, right?
Right.
We feel good when we got on the Nikes, the sweatshirt.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm wearing. Every time you see me, I'm gonna have this Atomic G on. This is me expressing the body of God without having to talk about it all the time. You know, don't you hate when somebody just always talking about trying to persuade you to buy in? No, let me see you doing it, and then I'm gonna ask you.
I'm gonna come to you, right?
And that's what's been happening. Mm-hmm. When they see me with the G on, I could be anywhere. They ask me, what's that? And then there it is. They open the door. I just, I don't mind if I do. You know what I'm saying? I come on in and I give them the game. And then they're like, man, that's some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's righteous. Wow. You know what I'm saying? And now that's their first introduction to the body of God. And now, once they see it again, they like, I just met Buddy on I just met him in real life. He on the internet. I just seen him on it. And that's how the universe works.
That's real, right.
Once you hear about something one time or see something one time, it start to, it start to come across your universal algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Don't it? It started to just pop up on universal algorithm a lot more.
Right. Wow. Can't get away from it, right?
Right. So that's what we really build. Trying to build that community. We want to continue to build strong organic food sources. You know, that's why we getting with brothers like Noah White. You know what I'm saying? The brother that I'm talking to right now. He's a master agriculturist. So, we getting with the land. We're trying to buy some land, build, food sources for the community. So that can be available to what we got going on. Because, ultimately, we want to change our environment. Our environment is not the best environment. And I don't care what area you're talking about. It could be a rich area. It could be a poor area. It's still not as good as it should be because people are not exercising the way they're supposed to. People ain't meditating the way they're supposed to. It's some people that's in them big houses way more stressed than the people that's on the street. So I don't really look at that as a symbol of peace. And that's what we all ultimately really want. Peace, whether you know how to articulate that or not. You just want that peace of mind so you can be able to enjoy life. Most people stressed out because they got so much on their plate and they got all of these different ideas and, pieces of information flowing across their timeline all day. They always in their phone. They watching the news. They, YouTube, all these different things that their mind can't even totally wrap they understanding around. you know.
Wow.
So that's creating situations where people is depressed and, you know, they got anxiety, you know, they got fear because they don't know what's gonna happen because, you know, they constantly, it's like you start an idea, but you never finish it. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a study that says that literally makes you dumber.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like it's like you're starting a neural pathway, but it's not finishing it. So it's like you're cutting it off once you stop, you know, the process of answering that question, whatever question you're posing to yourself.
Wow. That's like dumbing down the society,
right? Right. So that's all they doing by bombarding us with all this information. That's why Lion's Mane is so important, because Lion's Mane is going to help you digest information better.
Wow. See, I was going to ask you about, I know how you mentioned about the anxiety, just the stress.
Right.
Like that Lion's Mane, I know how it's helped me, but like what can the people really get from the Lion's Mane supplement?
Right. So I like to call it digestive genius supplement. So the digestive part is not only does it help you digest information that comes to mind, it also helps you digest information that comes to body. And what you think that is? Food. Come on, dog. You already know. Look, don't even, hey, you talking about?
That's for real.
That's what it do, though. It's the digestive genius supplement. You know what I'm saying? Super supplement. It's superfood.
Right.
So it's helping you break down everything.
Wow.
If you're able to break down things more efficiently, you'll be able to absorb it.
Wow.
And then after you absorb it, you can use it. So now, I'm not really tripping on a lot of this stuff that I'm taking in, because I've been able to decipher and navigate through it and answer a lot of the questions that come behind it. Now I'm at peace with it rather than tripping on it because I don't know.
Chaotic, right?
You see what I'm saying?
That's big, man.
And the same thing with the food. I'm able to digest my food a lot better. So I'm not, you know, backed up. I'm not constipated. I'm not irritated. My gut health is in order.
Now you speaking on one, right?
You see what I'm saying? Now my hormones are producing at optimal levels. Now I'm able to enjoy life better. Because, you know, what they say, your gut is your second brain.
Right. Right, that's for real.
You see what I'm saying? So if you're able to digest things better and absorb your food better, not only are you going to get a better quality of life, you're going to be able to absorb nutrients.
That's true.
And it's going to help you become a better body of God. You see what I'm saying?
A real vessel, right.
Exactly.
That's big, especially speaking just in the black community, of course. And I forget the numbers, but they expecting like a majority of people, I think over 50, to be like obese for real.
I believe that. The numbers that I seen was like 60% of people. This is just in America. I ain't even got to black people. 60% of people in America is overweight.
Wow.
No, I take that back. It's like 69% of people in America is overweight. 60% of that 69 is obese.
Wow. That's dangerous.
So, I mean, I don't even got to get down to black people. You know the numbers probably going to be worse if we taking their word for it. So, it's like...
That's why we got to have the proper...
Exactly. This for everybody. You know, I can't really exclude no community because everybody tripping. This might explain why some people act the way they act.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
You just said that gut and brain connection.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's one product. The Lion's Mane. That's why that was our first product, because I understood that. Like, it do so much.
That's big.
And we on the precipice of finding out how it can change people's lives. So we, you know, it's new to people's, you know, conscious or awareness. So, you know, we ain't really tripping on how people responding to it early on. We just want you to try it out and, you know, give us some good feedback. Give us some feedback for yourself. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, you're not gonna be disappointed.
Nah, that's for real, right? I know, especially even like in the food industry, like a lot of people. Of course, we had like the mushroom coffee.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people doing their extracts and all.
Yeah.
I haven't really come across too many products where it's like a genuine product or it's genuine ingredients.
Right.
Like, so that's one thing I definitely appreciate by just like body guidelines, man. Like we actually know, really it's lion's mane. That's
right. That's it. It ain't nothing else.
Right.
A lot of other products they put other things in there to try to make it sound exotic.
Come on now.
I'm not here to be romantic with you. You know what I'm saying? I know you might like that, but you know, I'm here to give you the real. I'm here to give you the truth. I'd rather add our extra onto, you know, doing things for the community. You know, forming different events. You know what I'm saying? And providing opportunities for you to get organic food sources. That's what it's about. Shout out to my boy in where he at? Nature Boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, shout out to him. Hyper local food systems, right? That's what he said.
That's real.
So that's what we trying to bring to, you know, bring to the light. We want people to be on that. That's why I was asking you earlier about like where do people start with growing food? Because that's part of the hyper local. That's hyper local. That's hyper local. You don't get no more local than that. Right.
And that's how it used to be though, for real.
Right.
Like maybe one neighbor might grow tomatoes.
Right.
Like, that's what we got to get back to, for real.
Right.
That's where the healing comes in. That's big right there.
Right. Hyper local food systems or food networks. So, you know, that's really what we're trying to encourage. We want to educate people on these terms so they can use them, so they can put them in the universal algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And then that'll pop up on, I done heard somebody say that. I done heard it again. That must mean I need to go do that.
Come on.
That's it.
God speaking to you.
That's it.
Wow.
So it's about education first, and then supplementation, of course, with lion's mane. We got Tonga Ali, we got the spirulina black seed oil, cordyceps mushrooms. That's our newest product.
Okay.
We dropped that not too long ago. So
that's another big one, right?
we coming with it. We coming with it. It's going, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
Ain't no time to play, right?
Right. We ain't got a lot of time to play. We got to. If God done told you, all right, this is what you supposed to do. Why? You know what I'm saying?
Waiting on, right.
What you waiting on? Hey. Gotta push play on it. Gotta put your foot on the gas, regardless of what the obstacles might, you know, be. What the naysayers might present. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be a lot of people that they just not gonna be with it the way you want them to be with it. That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? I don't really be paying attention to, you know, people that they might say haters and stuff like that. They just don't know no better.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
If they don't, you can't expect them to have the same vision that you got. You got a different vision. So they not finna jump at it. They not finna be excited about this thing like you gonna be excited about it, cause it's your thing. It ain't they thing, and I learned to respect that. I respect it. You know, I'm not finna, you know, feel bad about it. But the people who are just as excited as you about your thing, oh yeah, you gotta keep them around. You gotta respect them. You gotta get them. You gotta lay the red carpet out for them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do extra for them because that's rare.
Wow.
So I'm willing to, you know, do whatever for them people that see value in my vision. Cause it's how many people out of all these, they not finna see. Most of these people, they not on what you on. They not on your frequency.
Come on.
It'd take them years
Wow.
to even. It'd take them a couple lifetimes to get where we at, dog. They not even. How can we expect them to see where we at, or feel where we going? So we can't expect them to ride for us like we.
You gotta be riding for it.
Exactly. We gotta ride for ourselves, and then the people that see you riding for yourself, and they on that same frequency, they might be in the same predicament that you in, as far as people not being able to see where they at. And they feel that too. They might be in the same situation. They might be feeling the same thing. And they be like, you know what? I feel like I'm not appreciated neither. Let me reach out to this brother right here. You know, we right on the same page. And then there you go. Now you got somebody that's on what you on. And y'all just continue to brainstorm it. And this shit ain't gonna happen tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be able to sit through it and be like, hey, whatever the case may be, you know, I appreciate you for, you know, seeing my vision and rocking with it. We're gonna continue to brainstorm until we come up with the perfect collaboration to make the impact fulfill the vision that we both see. Because now you just doubled the force of the vision by adding somebody.
Both people,
right.
People working towards it.
Now my vision was already strong. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing about my vision before. Now I got somebody else that see the same thing I see. Oh man, we about to go out of here.
Explode, right.
Don't add another person. You know what I'm saying? You got hold up now. You got your little queen on the team. Oh man.
Come on.
You know, they the master manifestors, you know what I'm saying?
See, that's another big one, because I know, of course, we hear plenty of stuff like on YouTube about, women this, women doing that, but like, I don't think like all women is so-called bad or evil. Like,
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I be like, what advice would you offer to the brothers just about finding like the right type of lady? Like you said, like the right queen to help just manifest that vision.
It's the same. I would give you the same tips that I gave the young brothers earlier about just making sure you own your purpose. It's the same thing. They gonna meet you along your path. You know, and you have to, when you're on your purpose and you know you're on your purpose, sometimes you gotta separate yourself. You gotta practice that separation technique with the women too now. That's the hardest thing. That's hard.
Why?
Like, that's difficult for me. That's the hardest thing for me. I can separate from a nigga. Like, I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? Any of my homeboys, you know, we good. You know, we'll get back whenever we get back. But separating from women that you really, you know, want to be around, or just building that boundary, even if it's a new young lady that coming in your life, you got to build that boundary so you can still have that momentum that you had before to, you know, move forward towards your ultimate vision. Practice semen retention. You know what I'm saying? If she still want to be around you when you're not able to do that for her, that's how you know she, you know what I'm saying? She's still rocking with you. Or you can go long periods of times without, you know, indulging in sexual activity and still have a strong relationship with this young lady. That's a good person. She's a real friend. You know what I'm saying? You wanna build friendship before so-called relationships. You gotta build your friendship first. If she come on the scene and she straight, I wanna be your girlfriend, that's a red flag. sit her down and explain to her, I'm not on that right now. I would appreciate some encouragement along my journey, though. You know, I would appreciate, you know, inspiration and some motivation, you know, if you have that to spare. But if you're not a good cheerleader and a good conversationalist, like for guys like us, we need women that can listen and talk with sense.
Sense, that's the big one, right?
You know what I'm saying? If they can't do that, leave them where they at.
Come on.
Leave them where they at. Let them develop. They say they still in the oven. She's still in the oven. Let her bake. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's still in the oven. You know. And that's good though. That's okay. As long as she cooking, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's all it is. Any woman that is not on your frequency, that don't make her bad. She's just in the oven. That's how I look at it. She's just in the oven. You know, she ain't ready to eat. She ain't ready to be put on the plate yet.
Especially that stuff we doing, it can be a heavy plate. It's a real plate.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta really. And then we don't require a lot. I'm starting to notice that about myself too. Like, if I have like lofty material goals, it's really not for me. When it comes to materials, my biggest goals is to build, you know, impact in community and, you know, be able to provide, you know, the food source, everything I said. But outside of that, you know, I don't really have any. It's not like I want a car collection of 100, anything like that. That's not really my mindset. I don't want no huge house. That's not my goal. My goal is not to build the biggest house on the block or anything like that. I want to be able to have more than enough for my family and my community.
That's the real world.
That's it. You know, I want to have a land. I want to have some land. That's probably, so I guess you could say that's material. I mean, you know, I guess you
need somewhere to build though,
right. So I do have a land amount that I'm striving towards, but outside of that, everything else, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really tripping for real.
We definitely need that land.
Right.
But like a lot of other stuff, you ain't gonna be able to take it with you, no.
Right.
Even if you do pass it down, will it really be even of use?
Right. My children, who knows what they gonna be into? They may not. And oh man, I'm glad you brought that up. I seen a clip the other day talking about generational wealth, and talking about how, you know, most people are selfish when they think about generational wealth. When they think about generational wealth, they're thinking about materials and money, 9 times out of 10.
That's so true. That's really all it is.
That's all people thinking about, when they should be thinking about information, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, morals, values, principles, systems, methods. That's the real generational wealth.
That's really that kids can have something to use for it.
Right. Whatever you into, you're going to be able to take these and use these.
Wow.
My child may not want to, you know, inherit body of God, health and wellness. That's a possibility.
That's real though, right?
I gotta understand that.
Either, right.
But by the time I transition, I will have given them real generational wealth, as in the principles of life. Understanding, wisdom, you know what I'm saying? how to deal with people, social skills, you know, the art of separation, solitude, all these things that we talking about. That's the game I'm gonna give to my babies. That's gonna make them wealthy. You know what I'm saying? I recognize myself as a rich, wealthy man right now.
Real time, right?
Right. Even though if you look at my net worth, it ain't gonna say $1 billion. But
in due time,
I'm still rich and wealthy. I don't think that determines richness. Cause look at the state of the dollar right now, and how is this transitioning into a, you know, almost an obsolete tool of wealth. That's not even the ideal tool of wealth anymore. All the big companies are taking their dollars and turning them into something else.
Now you just hit something for real now.
So we can't even really rely on the programs that we were brought up on to get this idea of generational wealth. Like, it's not the same. So we have to develop new concepts and paradigms and ideas and systems and methods to be able to pass down real generational wealth in a way that we can use it for real. You know what I'm saying? We have to adjust our mindset when it comes to things like that. Back in the day, that's what it was. But now, it's totally different. Like, we are a much more aware individual, especially in our community. So we can't continue to worship these superficial items. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta graduate.
Level up, that's for real.
We gotta graduate. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, yeah, for real, that's a whole episode.
Hey, right there, no other guy, Coach Pat, anything, you know what I'm saying?